Hi, everybody, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 19 of Power Networking Media's weekly feature program, Spotlight on Small Business. I'm your host, Moshe Klein. Spotlight on Small Business introduces you to successful small business owners who share content and information that you don't want to miss. Today, I'm very pleased to welcome my friend and networking partner, Paul Moehring, to the program. Paul is a sought after speaker, a noted author, and a business growth coach with an organization that he founded and made successful called S. Paul Moehring Coaching, Reaching New Heights. Paul, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Moshe. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, it's truly a pleasure to have you. I could talk to you all day, Paul, because we both we both orbit the same planet, and that's the world of small business. And I'm passionate about it. I'm actually a self-described serial entrepreneur, and I think you are as well. So let's start our we're going to run out of time so quickly. Let's start our short discussion in the best way I can think of, talking about what does a business growth coach do all day? How do you help small business owners to succeed?
Great question. And as you and I both know, small businesses are really the lifeblood of this country. Without them, we're just out to lunch. So it's a very, very good place to be as a small business owner, and you enjoy that same place. But there are also several challenges that go into being that small business owner. And what we do is we help our clients get squared up first. And our Get Squared program is the basis for the book that I wrote. And you've heard this a ton of times in our networking groups. But it's the way that we can help them lay the foundation. And then what we do is we go after their pain points in their business. And they really amount to about 15 or 20 different things that somebody can be suffering from, whether that be cash flow or staffing or systems is a big one. Because as a small business owner, you feel like you're always under the gun to get things done. And you look at your watch and you think, oh my goodness, I'm missing something that I'm supposed to be at home for. And everything gets squeezed in. So we really work hard to help people get a better command of their day, their schedule, their systems, so that they can have a business that's running not necessarily with them having the foot on the gas pedal and on the steering wheel and everything else at the same time.
Paul, you use such a great term called a pain point. I've been in business now for decades, and I love what I do, and I love being a small business owner. But every single day, without exception, there are opportunities and highlights of the day that I'm proud of, and there are unexpected challenges or pain points that all of us encounter. You've heard me mention many times Joe the plumber. Joe is a real person in a real situation. I had a plumber a number of years ago repairing a drippy toilet tank, and there he was on the floor in my bathroom fixing the toilet tank, and his cell phone rang, and it was a potential new customer, and he took that call laying on the floor in my bathroom. What would you advise Joe the plumber if he were a client of yours, Paul?
Boy, I'll tell you, Joe's probably in a good position to need some help. And if he doesn't have the ability to hire somebody, there's so many virtual assistant opportunities and companies out there that can help and bring that solution to them on a lower cost basis than Joe is probably afraid of paying at.
We'll get to the book you wrote and things that you talk about on a regular basis as a sought after speaker. But there is one thing that I talk about a lot, and I talk about it openly to inspire and motivate other small business owners and clients of my accounting firm to seek out the support and the assistance of people like you. I mention regularly that I speak to my attorneys, plural, my insurance advisors, my partners in the industry of taxes, accounting on a regular basis. I know what I know, Paul, and I also know what I don't know. I can't recommend to people highly enough to seek out business advisors such as yourself. For people who have never sought out the support and assistance of a business growth coach such as yourself, what would you say to them? What is it that, and I know you offer a free consultation, how do you speak to somebody on a free consultation about what it is that you offer and how it is you might be able to help them and their small business?
Yeah, and isn't that the truth? There's so many people that find it masculine or macho or trust in yourself to do the whole DIY approach, do it yourself approach. And yet, every successful person will refer you to someone that helped them along the way, somebody that provided mentorship or some kind of direction to get them headed on the right course. And I remember in every business that I've ever been in, I had to reach out and get help. And I did it early. Even though I wanted to be that DIYer, I just recognized very quickly that getting help can shorten your path to success by a ton and probably save you a boatload of money and possible failure. So when we get on a call with a new potential client, I'm always congratulatory when I talk to them because first of all, just getting on that call is a step in the right direction. Recognizing that you don't have all the answers and it might help to get someone else involved is a great first step. So once they get that step taken care of, I just get on the phone and ask them questions. I'm looking to see if there's going to be a good mix as far as their personality and my personality is concerned. And then we do our own little test. And that test is the 98% test. Just made it up myself and kind of play by it. So here's the 98% test. If I'm working with this person for 6 months or a year, on that first visit, I have to be 98% sure that they're going to write a positive review about me at a 6 or 12-month time period down the road. If I can't be sure of that on the phone during that initial call or that Zoom call, then I look for other options for them. Maybe there's another coach that would be able to help them better in that situation, or maybe they're so close to turning the corner and getting over their challenge or their business pain point that I can fix it during that call and they can go away and be happy in a very short period of time. But we have to be able to say, yep, this is a 98 percenter, or it just isn't worth going forward on.
Oh, well spoken, Paul. I'll just summarize it in my own words in a sentence. Seeking out the support of a professional advisor such as yourself is something to be proud of, not to be ashamed of. Paul, believe it or not, we are almost out of time. So I do want to try to squeeze in one last question to talk about something recently you spoke about. I follow you very closely in social media, and you quoted Benjamin Franklin, early to bed, early to rise will help make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Something I've lived by really almost all of my life. So I believe in that. You brought it out and spoke about it so beautifully. And in the book that you wrote, which is never far from my reach, called Getting Squared or Get Squared, is all really about developing good habits. So in the remaining few seconds that we have, Paul, could you talk about how important it is for small business owners that really truly desire to be successful to develop those good habits that are necessary?
Yeah, the biggest challenge that I see small business owners facing is the ability to be disciplined and stay on course. And I know that discipline has a bad connotation to it, like you're getting disciplined in grade school and you have to go to the principal's office. But yet, that very word is the power behind several successful people. And a lot of times you've got to be disciplined when nobody else is watching because you're your own boss. So you've got to put first things first. And depending on the time of the day that you're most effective, I'm first thing in the morning most effective. And I can go a long time into the night as well, but I think I work less efficiently the later it gets in the day. So building that habit, those habits of biting off the most important revenue producing activities right away, first thing out of the gates, is going to make you successful in the long run. And you can do the experiment with yourself pretty quickly. Just try 5, 7, 10 days in a row. Look at the production that it gives you by working those first things first and getting out there, getting started early in the day.
Well, Paul, we are out of time, but like I said at the start of the program, I could talk to you all day. So please promise me that you'll come back as a returning guest so we can continue not only this interesting discussion, but this important discussion that's really so beneficial for every small business owner to hear. Paul Moehring Coaching, Reaching New Heights. Thank you again for taking time out of your busy day to be a guest on Spotlight on Small Business. How can our viewers get a hold of you for a free and confidential consultation about how you might be able to help them and their small business?
Yeah, great. And thanks again for having me. And the best way to get a hold of me is just through my website, which is www.spaulmoehring.com.
Awesome. Thanks again, Paul. If you'd like to be a guest on Spotlight on Small Business and shine a spotlight on your small business, just send an email to team@powernetworkingteam.com and we'll get all over those arrangements right away. Until next week, good luck and good networking.